In the last video in this series, we talked about the money. Now this video is all about the honey. How to make sure that your home and the process of somebody looking at your home is as sweet as can be. This is the third video in a 4-part series, Questions to Ask a Realtor When Selling. So here are 4 really important questions to ask that agent before you sign the listing agreement. Hi, I'm Jill Thomas with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, Florida Realty. And I have my assistant Carly this time. Hi, baby. The process of somebody looking at your home should be as sweet as possible for them. From the ease of getting an appointment, pulling up to the home, and then walking through it. You want them to leave with the best impression possible. So here are 4 really important questions to ask that realtor so this can be achieved. Number 1, what does my house need to have done to it in order to prepare it to put it on the market? This could be cleaning, organizing, working on that curb appeal, maybe repairs, staging, even working on some smells or odors, and then making sure that the decor is somewhat neutral. Sometimes people have very taste-specific styles, and that can cause some confusion for buyers. And then, keep in mind, if you want top dollar for your home, we do need to make it the best that it can be. Now, this doesn't always require a lot of money to accomplish, but there are common issues that come up, and it's best just to tackle all these things up front and address it now instead of later. The second question I ask is, how does the process work for people looking at my home? Now, this is a really important discussion to have with that agent because they need to understand where you're coming from and what's important to you. So for instance, you'd ask, how much notification will I have? We can request that buyer's agents give us at least a 1-day notification, or we can communicate that you need at least 2 or 3 hours. You can also ask that maybe only certain days of the week would work or not work. Certain times of the day need to be blocked out. So let's say if you have little ones at home and they take a nap in the afternoon, you can say, okay, well, I prefer no showings from 1 to 4 every day. And that's okay to do. Just communicate that with that agent before you get it on the market. Another question is, how will people get into the property? Now, there are 3 ways that an agent can access a property. The first way is with an electronic lockbox. And in our area, this is what they look like. And the only way it can be accessed is through an app on our phone or sometimes some other device, and it's all coded. So like this lockbox belongs to me. And so I can look to see, okay, who has accessed it. So if I were to open up another agent's lockbox, can tell that Jill Thomas with Berkshire Hathaway opened this lockbox on such and such day at such and such time. And so that offers a lot of security with that. And these things are very heavy. You have to be careful. There we go. All right, another one is a manual lockbox, and you'll see these at properties as well. And manual lockboxes are usually like alphanumeric. It's kind of annoying when people use the old school ones. Remember the ones that spun that we used to put on our lockers as kids? And so you might see these as well. And then also the third way that people can access a property is if the listing agent attends the showing. And that usually happens more with the luxury or higher end properties. Another question to ask under that category is, are you willing to attend a showing if needed? Now, this might happen under 2 different circumstances. The first one might be that a buyer wants to see a property, but their agent isn't available for some reason. So on behalf of that buyer's agent, is that listing agent willing to show the property? Another reason why they might do it is if the property is either vacant, whether it's a long-term vacancy or a short-term, maybe you're away on a trip or gone for the weekend and somebody takes a look at it. Is that agent either willing to A, attend the showing, or B, go back later to make sure that the home is locked up, the lights are off, and everything looks okay? Sometimes it's something even as basic as they use the bathroom and the toilet's still running. Well, of course, you don't want that to be running for days on end. So it's just nice to have somebody to go back, check on the property to make sure that everything is secure. And then another question to ask under this, with this whole process, is feedback. When will I find out what the buyer thought about my property? Now, I will say that sometimes it can be a challenge to get that information from agents. So it might take a day or two, and sometimes we just don't get it at all from a buyer's agent, but we certainly try. So ask about that and let that agent know, the potential listing agent that you're interviewing, that you really want to hear that feedback. The third question to ask an agent is, what should I do to prepare my house for the actual showing? Now, if you live there, it's ideal if you can turn on the lights, even during the day. The more lights, the better. Open closet doors, just so things don't need to be touched as much right now with the virus. Make sure it's a comfortable temperature in the home. Please don't keep it really warm, especially in the heat of the summer. It's so refreshing to go into a nice, cool home. It just feels wonderful. Make sure it smells nice, okay? I don't recommend cooking broccoli or cauliflower right before a showing. And if you do have a cat, clean out that litter box. Speaking of pets, talk with the agent about your pets, because if you do have a fur baby, how is that going to be handled? Is it important that the cat doesn't get out of the house? Or if you have a dog, will it be crated? Is it going to bark? Can you take the dog out? So have that conversation with the agent about your pets. And of course, there might be other suggestions that the realtor has to make it the best experience for those buyers. Because remember, we want it to be as sweet as can be, and when they leave your property, you want them to have a wonderful impression of your home. One other quick thing is sometimes sellers will ask is, well, do I need to leave the home during showings? And the answer is yes, please. If you can, if it's possible, please leave the home. Now, sometimes if there's older folks and it's harder for them to leave, that's understandable. And now, because so many people are working from home, if we can work around that, or if you do have to stay, kind of step outside if possible, or just stay out of the people's way. That's really the ideal thing. Now, the fourth question to ask is, what are common issues with the showings, and what will you do to help reduce them? And I'll tell you right now, these are really common things. Agents show up late, agents show up early, agents don't show up at all. Lights may be left on. So talk to the agent and say, okay, well, what are you going to do to help reduce potential problems? Because of course, you don't want your life to be any more upset than what it already is throughout this whole process. Now, keep in mind, no matter what a listing agent says or does, there's still going to be problems, even if they do put in a lot of safeguards to help prevent those things. It's still going to happen, but let's work to reduce those the best that we can. So in conclusion, I understand letting people into your home might make you nervous. It could be a safety issue, or just knowing that people are coming into your home with a critical eye. That can be really hard. So it's important for you to work with an agent that you like and trust, someone who's going to respect your home, your belongings, and your time. And then you really need to lean into the agent's experience and expertise to help guide you to make the showings the best experience possible for a buyer. Now, comment below if you've ever seen a property and you saw something really crazy where it wasn't a sweet experience, or maybe something that the seller did and it just was really pleasant. I'd like to hear from you. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe to my channel and then hit that notification button. If there's anything I can do for you, if you have any questions about selling your home, give me a call, or even if you're thinking about selling your home down the road, it could even be in a year from now. It doesn't hurt to start talking right now about all those little things you can do to start to prepare your home to sell, and then it's not so overwhelming. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Jill Thomas with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Florida Realty.